speaking of Usyk, I wanted to address Usyk, and because you're a boxing historian, and I want to know, where does he?
I don't know where he ranks, man.
Before
He's
you
nice, though.
Before you give me your opinion, let's go down his resume. So,
no, he's nice. I know all about him.
He's a gold medalist.
I felt he was everything that they were all saying Lomachenko was.
I've heard that before.
Because he started, like, by his 10th fight, he was top 10, maybe even had a belt.
Yeah.
So, historically, though.
Well, before you give me your answer, I want to lay down his resume for the people that maybe don't think of Usyk as such a great fighter. So he wins gold in the Olympics, which some people hold the amateurs to a higher standard. Some people don't. I actually do hold specifically the Olympics. How you perform in the Olympics is a great honor, and he did that. He then undisputes cruiserweight. Say whatever you want. Strong division, weak division. He undisputed
some good fighters.
And not only that, he got every belt in the other person's home country, including the undisputed fight with him being a Ukrainian fighter. Went to Russia to face a Russian fighter in an undisputed fight, beats him, moves up to heavyweight, takes out Joshua twice, then beats Fury. And if he beats him again, he would have beaten him twice. That, to me, is as good a career as an Evander Holyfield, a better career than Riddick Bowe, as good a career as Michael Spinks, a lot of fighters. And I want to know where you think he ranks in terms. You don't have to give me a number, but you give me a gauge as to how great he is.
Well, I mean, he's doing what he has to do, right? How good are his opponents, though? You think Tyson Fury was as good as Evander Holyfield?
He's not as accomplished, but before the fight, remember, people were saying that he could beat any fighter in history, and he could compete with Ali.
Well, I don't know who was saying that.
A lot of people said. Jim Lampley said it on my channel.
He struggled with Francis Ngannou, though, right before that.
He did.
So we don't know which Tyson Fury is number one. But the reason why I mention that is because Riddick Bowe, who got the best win, Riddick Bowe or Usyk?
Riddick Bowe beating.
So maybe you can't rate Usyk that high, and I don't know.
Well, so. I do think that in terms of depth, I think he may not have as good a win as Riddick Bowe in terms of beating Evander Holyfield, but I think his career has more depth. And he won gold when Riddick won silver. So if you want to add that to
Riddick, I'm gonna give Riddick a pass on the Olympics because
I do think the ref was bad.
Well, I don't. That stoppage was a little weird, but Riddick didn't complain too much though about the stoppage. But Riddick was 178 the year before. And he just moved up to heavyweight, so the heavyweight was new to him. Lennox was in the '84 Olympics.
I remember,
right? And then he didn't win, and he stayed. And he was a heavyweight basically his whole fighting career. Riddick was 178, moved up, so I kind of think he wasn't quite ready for that firepower just yet.
No, I think he was winning the fight, but the referee gave him a standing 8 count that didn't deserve. I thought Lennox Lewis deserved that 8 count. He didn't get it.
Right.
And then he stopped the fight. It was very weird.
I'm talking about the levels, though, because even Riddick, with all his golden gloves, some of those golden gloves he won with buys, right? And the opponents didn't even show up. So Lennox was a much more experienced amateur than not just more experienced, but also had been heavyweight longer.
I got you.
So... No, listen, I'm not knocking Usyk. I think Usyk has done everything he is supposed to have done, right? I think
he wasn't supposed to beat Joshua, let alone twice. Well, he wasn't supposed to beat Fury.
I thought he had a good chance against Joshua.
But the odds didn't say that.
Yeah, because that's money. I wouldn't know if I would have put my money to it.
I predicted that Joshua, the first fight, was gonna get a knockout of the year type performance. The reason
who he ever knock out before like that for that level fight?
He knocked out Klitschko.
Was that a TKO?
Yeah, he stopped him in the 11th round.
Yeah. That was an older Klitschko too, though.
I mean, but he knocked him out. He knocked out Charles Martin. Say whatever you want, but he knocked him out. He knocked out Dominic Brazil.
Yeah, but those guys ain't Usyk level.
No.
Right.
But Vladimir Klitschko is...
Well, yeah, but he was a little older.
He was older, but he was still Vladimir Klitschko.
Right.
And if you see the fight...
No, it's a great fight. Remember it now.
It's a great fight.
He almost ripped his head off with an uppercut.
And he didn't look old in the fight. It's not like Yeah, but like that wasn't Klitschko. He fought just like how Klitschko fought.
I'll give it to him.
Got that win.
I'll give it to him. I didn't think he was gonna knock out Usyk. I didn't think so.
I thought he was gonna knock him out like Savage style because I'm like,
I didn't think that.
Because Josh was such this big mammoth of a man. You telling me this little cruiserweight is gonna move up and beat him?
Look what
at the time.
What Andy did too to him though. So Joshua reminds me of Ken Norton, where he could look great one night and then just not even know where his legs are on some nights, right? And we've seen that a few times. I like Usyk. I think he might have beaten Holyfield, right, if they were to fight. I think he might got the right style.
Yeah,
you could look a little bit at Chris Bird when Chris Bird fought him. Mm-hmm. So
it's another southpaw.
He might have had the right style to beat him. So I don't know where to rate him exactly. I personally rate quality of opponents top.
Okay, I agree. I understand that line of thinking, but I also think that you fight the guys in your era.
You have to. That's
when you wipe out 2 divisions to go undisputed.
No, you give him credit for that.
And then you go, all right, in the Olympics you won gold.
You remember Bernardo Brito, baseball player?
I'm not familiar with him. It sounds familiar.
But he never made it to the major leagues, but he was killing AAA.
Okay.
Right, but he got to the few times he got called up, he couldn't hit.
No, but come on.
But this
Usyk been in the major leagues, man.
No, but what I'm saying is you could crush certain opponents, but then really the gauge is how are you performing against top not A level opponent. Well, we're talking all time great. That's why I'm bringing that level up. So Brito, if you've seen him in AAA, he looked like Sammy Sosa.
Yeah.
Then you look at him in the major leagues, he looked like he never swung a bat before.
Yeah.
So that's the big difference when you level up.
I think Joshua and Fury are the major leagues. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
They are major leagues, yeah.
So, and he beat...
But we're talking all-time great level now.
And between those 2 fighters, he got 3 wins.
But you're talking about history, all-time great. So now we're not just talking... We're talking Joe Louis. We're talking Larry Holmes.
No, he's not better. He's not better than Joe Louis. Right. So maybe Larry Holmes. I have to... Maybe.
Usyk over Holmes?
Maybe.
Holmes had a lot of tricks up his sleeves, though.
Maybe I'm not saying who would win in a fight.
I don't know. You may be right. I don't know.
I'm talking about all-time great. I mean,
So I don't count all-time great. I don't count what they did in the minor leagues, for example.
No, all right.
I just count what they did against
in the pros. Against top competition,
against Hall of Fame level opponents. Exactly.
All right. So the only Hall of Fame level opponents he faced is probably Fury and Usyk, and he's 3-0. I mean, Fury and Joshua.
You think Joshua's gonna make it to the Hall of Fame?
Joshua was the best heavyweight for like 4 years in a row or something like that before he got stopped.
You think that's enough to get in the Hall of Fame?
I think so.
All right.
I think he was clearly the number 1 guy, made multiple defenses, unified 3 belts.
Was he clearly the number 1 guy with Tyson Fury around?
Yeah, when he beat Klitschko, I believe Fury was like...
Well, Fury was
out on his hiatus.
No license, whatever, yeah.
Wilder was not beating the quality opponents that Joshua was, and he had less belts. So the number 1 heavyweight was clearly Joshua, and I think he's a Hall of Famer.
I think he's going to make it into the Hall of Fame.
I think both him and Fury are Hall of Famers. Now, are they slam dunk competing with Joe Louis, Mike Tyson, and all? Nah, I'm not going to go that far, but I do think they're Hall of Famers. Yeah. But let's...
You know Klitschko never beat a Hall of Fame fighter?
Really? That's interesting. I can believe that. He did dominate his era, though. He never beat a Hall of Famer. That's interesting.
Him and his brother are the only 2 heavyweight Hall of Famers who never beat a fellow Hall of Famer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Wow. Okay. There we go. I told you I got a boxing historian here.
That's right. He didn't lie.
I'm about to drop some gems.